Hey guys, so this is just going to be a quick update. Um, that's right, take your time, computer. I believe in you. I believe in you. Alright, so, I did exactly what I said I was going to try and do. I just had my Marines attack across here and extend the front to this river. I then landed some airborne troops right here as my Marines pressed around and ended up trapping another good-sized chunk of the Chinese army back here and slaughtered them. So the total manpower losses of all the troops that I've captured and killed off for the Chinese are around 10,000, which is an amount that they don't have enough manpower to replenish. I only have 1,300 manpower. They have a whopping almost 6,000. But something else I noticed is they only have about 58 industrial capacity, which is pretty tiny. And that's something else that I've just now started really realizing. The amount of damage I've done to them, the manpower losses are just massive, but the industrial capacity losses are just as large. And while they have enough manpower that they can replenish about a little over half of the troops that I killed off, they could replenish the amount of equipment that they lost. It would take them around 3.5 years to build that much equipment up again. So while they have enough manpower that they can, in theory, continue to reinforce their troops pretty much indefinitely, they're not going to be able to rebuild those divisions because they don't have enough industrial capacity to do it. And to further make it even worse for them, what I've done since I've unified the front now, I've basically given all of my infantry, I reorganized everything back into what I'm just calling the China Army Group because I'm lazy. And then there's the North, South, and Central armies, each composed of 4 corps. I'm sorry, 4 corpus. And each of them are now they're all just working together to hold the front. And I have them on defensive, but they're still actually actively trying to cross the river. So if my troops on their own manage to break through and cross the river, I should start being able to push the Chinese back. That is going to stretch out the front even longer than it is already, and I do have enough troops to hold it in theory. If shit really starts going wrong, I can always just retreat back to the river and hold them again. So I'm going to be letting the AI handle the front for a while. I'm going to be letting the AI press ahead as much as it wants to, as long as it holds this constant front without breaking. And we're going to see what the AI does up there. What I'm doing while the AI is taking care of that, I'm going to move all of my air transports down here onto Taiwan. And I'm going to take all 10 now of my air landing divisions. And I'm going to be landing them around and inside of Givenskuziao. Because I noticed something. First off, it's right here by all of the allies, by Hong Kong, the place the Netherlands owns, and the place that France owns down here. So in theory, if I can take and hold this town has 10 of their 58 industrial capacity. So this town is responsible for a little over a sixth of their nation's total remaining industrial might is wrapped up in this one town. So if I can take this town, hold it across these rivers, hold some more territory over here so I don't get enveloped, I think just holding just these provinces right here, I should be able to hold on to this town pretty much indefinitely. And what this is going to end up doing is, if they want to retake this town, and because again, this town is a significant portion of their production, so they're going to need to take it back. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how much manpower they have. They don't have enough equipment to equip any of them. So they're not going to be able to rebuild all those divisions I slaughtered in the last video, and a little bit of expanding I've done since then. So by taking and holding that town, there are two real options that the Chinese have. One is that they ignore the fact that I've taken that town, in which case it will be relatively easy for me to hold it against the handful of troops that are already down there and the handful of nearby reinforcements. So that's not going to be too big a challenge. And they're going to end up losing a massive chunk of their industrial capacity. If I really can hold on to this place easily enough, I'm going to train up some more naval infantry, ship them in here into the port, and then I'm going to use another airborne landing launched from these airfields right here that the Chinese have already kindly built for me. I'm going to come up here to Chegozhugzhao, and I'm going to do air landings around here up in the mountains. And that's another, so both of those two places together is almost a fifth, is well over a fifth. That's over a quarter of their industrial capacity. And then I might be able to hold this place down, resupplying them by air, maybe even extend up and take Chigajigadjigadju. which is most of their manpower is from. So if I can, in theory, cut off the majority of their manufacturing, and if that fails, if I'm not confident enough to do an air landing in the middle of Chinese territory, I mean, that is the middle of Chinese territory, but again, if they take too many troops to come back and try and surround and force me out, it's going to open up the front, and these guys are just going to march down. If they don't, I'm going to take over a quarter of their industrial capacity in just a few weeks, a month maybe. And then, yeah, and if that does fail, I'm also building a bunch of strategic bombers which have enough range that I can hit this place from Taiwan. Yep, well, my heavy transports can airdrop infantry all the way in there from Taiwan if I really wanted to. Although I'm gonna do the leapfrog method instead. So I have at least some theoretical, maybe I'll be able to retreat the troops out if they do end up getting surrounded. If not, I'm gonna end up getting a few hundred of my air landing troops killed, and it's gonna distract the hell out of the Chinese while I'm at it. So either way, even if I lose, this operation is going to be a theoretical success. So I'm going to be letting the game run for a while, taking care of research and crap like that, and getting all of the air landing troops and my naval infantry in position for the southern Chinese invasion. And we're going to be opening up another front with the Chinese, as this massive front is being controlled by the AI and just nomming away. The invasion of China, it's going well. It's also taken a lot longer than I intended. It's been over half a year at this point. But I'm okay with it. We can. I'm still thinking we can conquer at least some of these little chunks and most of China by the end of the 1930s. Oh, we're getting there. We're really getting there.